Hi, and welcome to the Hollywood Highway, the fastest way to get you inside Hollywood. I'm your host, Woolfolk. The Virtual Channel Network was front and center with the Casting Society of America at the 26th Annual Artios Awards for Outstanding Achievement in Casting. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the evening.
Yes, woo! Go
Thanks. I just joined CSA this year. So thank you for this wonderful welcome, totally unexpected.
I also just want to thank all of you here in this room for just the really great times we've had over the years, and thank you for welcoming me into this business that I love.
I think without casting, we wouldn't have movies and we wouldn't have TV shows, and you wouldn't have characters that you really get attached to, because the people who end up playing these characters, they really have to embody a certain quality that makes them that person on TV or on screen.
A lot of it comes down to casting, and then when you put it all together, you just pray that the chemistry works.
My first job in New York was as a reader at a casting office. Jay Bender casting, actually, and I learned so much in that 2 years that I really took, out into the world with me, and I'm just extremely grateful.
I just want to thank everybody who voted for me, and all the agents and managers and that let me call them at all hours of the night to get people booked the next day. So thank you, and to Seth MacFarlane too. So thank you.
Thanks to the CSA. I've been a proud member for 20 years, and happy to say that. Before I forget, I want to thank my associate, Gwen Hillier. She has been with me all 21 years that I've been at General Hospital, and she makes it fantastic to come to work. To all the agents and managers, thank you. I really love doing business with you guys.
I mean, they hold all the keys, and I think it's such an amazing job, too. It's got to be pretty fun to be out there looking for the next thing, or the next one, or the next person, and so I mean, they kind of hold the key to the door to every actor's dreams coming true.
First of all, my agent said these are the hip fun awards, #1. Anything hip and fun nowadays I want to be at. And also because they play such a valuable role in the collaboration process, and yet never recognized, or people don't know who they are, And I always feel like people who play a valuable role in the whole collaborative process of creating film, TV, theater, need to be recognized. I know some of the casting directors, some of the greatest casting directors gave me opportunities that changed my life.
I put in each gift bag, I put one of my 8x10s in a resume. See, nobody understands how important and significant the casting is. I mean, when a casting director is really gifted, I've said about my friend who was a casting director, because she cast some of the most wonderful projects, television, movies, and theater over the years. And I'm not going to mention the movies, although let's say one was Sophie's Choice. But she has a huge, huge history of casting, and brilliant casting. And I used to say about her, partly trying to curry favor, the one that never cast me, I used to say, you go away whistling the casting. Because when the casting is brilliant, it's just brilliant. Any good director will tell you, if the casting is right, the movie is half done. The people who play those roles, if they're right, that's what Artios itself, means in Greek, perfectly fitted, which I thought was delightful.
Well, the Casting Society of America is giving me a Career Achievement Award, which is a wonderful thing, because the Casting Society of America, casting directors are unsung heroes of mine and of many of us. So it's an honor and a pleasure to be here.
And I get to present an award to Marcy Carsey. Although I did have to endure the exquisite torture of working for an executive producer that I had a mad crush on. This is true, Marcy. Third Rock is a long time ago now, but my friendship with Marcy has gone on and on. I already knew that she was a brilliant creative force in television and in the entertainment industry, but I've since learned that she's also brilliant at retiring from it. Marcy is one of the happiest people I know. Marcy, I'm so honored to be the person to present you with a Life Achievement Award. You completely deserve it, although you're going to achieve so much more in this wonderful life of yours. Bring out the award. Let me present it to my dear, dear friend, Marcy Carsey.
Working with John Lithgow on Third Rock from the Sun was like, we would go from one stage to another because we had several shows on the air at the time, and it was like we would leave hellish Hollywood behind for heavenly Hollywood when we walked onto the Third Rock stage, because John set a tone on that stage of professionalism and just taking joy in the work, and everybody kind of fell into that. And it's the most fun I've ever had on a show. I so admire you guys. I mean, casting directors have been so important to us. Tommy, my partner, and I appreciate so much the value that the casting directors have brought to our shows. Of course it's important to have a well-written character, but if that well-written character is not played by the right actor, the magic just doesn't happen. We all know this. You guys are so unsung. Well, you're beginning to be more sung than you were, and I'm happy about that. I'm particularly honored to be honored by you, and I want to say, from the bottom of my heart, I honor you back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this award.
Congratulations to Hoyt Bowers Award recipient, casting director Ellen Chenoweth, and producer Marcy Carsey for her Career Achievement Award. Thank you for joining us.